What's going on? I'm Spencer Tillis.
And I'm Angela Santoro.
And this is the Delmarva Sports Insider. Coming up in just a bit in today's episode, it was the state championship game for girls lacrosse this week as Cape was going for a just incredibly ridiculous 7th straight title when they took on Polytech.
And Friday night there was a showdown in the girls soccer state tournament semifinals game. Cesar Rodney was taking on Appoquinimink, and there were no weather delays this time. Highlights for this one coming up.
And Polytech's softball team, they had a pretty good run as well. They're in the state title game this afternoon as well, but could the Panthers take down Caravel? Highlights of that one coming up in just a bit. But we begin today with a little baseball, and I tell you what, we had a great week as far as our teams making it all the way to the state title games. We had one, and it seemed like almost every single sport you could have right now. Well, Cape, they were in action today, a state title game taking on Appoquinimink up in Frawley, and this was a battle. Top of the first here. And check out Jack Veloff. He's going to go ahead and get the party started for the Vikings after he singles this one into right field. That's going to score Drew Malachi for Cape's first run of the game. And check out how fired the team is about it. But the Jags fight back in the bottom of that frame. Joe Otto here gets that one into center. That's going to score John Welgars. And we would be tied up. Appo still pushing. Now it's Chandler Fitzgerald this time. He gets into one. Otto's going to score off of that. Jags up 4-1 after the first. The deficit grew to 9 by the fifth before David Kennedy scores off the wild pitch right there to get one back. But the clock would eventually strike midnight on this incredible Cinderella run. Kevin Banning closes it out there with the pop fly to right as the Jags storm the field. And it is heartbreak for the Vikings as they finish up runners-up this year with a 10-2 loss.
You know, to win 10 out of our last 12 games is just, it's amazing, you know, and I told them keep their heads up. You guys just laid the pavement for, you know, the future teams to get back here and win one.
You know, the coach says it's right. I mean, you got to feel great about the run. They were the 10th seed, and they made it all the way to the state title game. That's incredible, but I mean, championship games are so hard to get by, especially in a sport like baseball where it's so unpredictable. Right. It's one of those ones where once you get there, you really want to close it out when the opportunity presents itself. Because this is the first one they've had in their entire history of the Cape. I mean, it doesn't come by very often.
No, it does not. And
so, I mean, you're right. You want to use this as a building block. You want to add something to the program and get them to the point where, you know, getting those deep playoff runs becomes, you know, the expectations. But the players, I don't know if they're buying that right now. I mean, they've got to be feeling pretty tough on themselves. They had a just amazing run. No one expected that, Adam. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, people, if anyone was looking at the North, they're expecting Dover possibly to make the run of this thing. But Cape, what a year. Coming up just a little bit rough. That the magic just disappeared there in that game, but still a tremendous season. Typically happened to them. You wish they would have had opportunity. We hope, you know, they got a lot of building blocks. They got 2 superb freshmen. So, you know, they have an opportunity here, I think, the next few years. But it's tough if you get there and you don't pull it out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I saw that they went down early, but then I thought maybe just like last time that they were going to be able to come back, but guess they didn't. But we also had another team in the state championship game. The Polytech softball team saw their season come to an end in the quarterfinals last year. However, this year the Panthers had their eyes on the title game. Now the Polytech 6-man is actually alive. They're not only on the basketball court. Top of the first, Brandy Dalius hits one up the middle for an RBI stand-up double. Poly takes an 8-0 lead in the top of the first there.
That's pretty
Bottom
good.
of the first, bases loaded for the Bucks, and Nicole Marcon sails one to left, but Dalius slides in to make the catch to keep the shutout alive. We're going to take things to the second inning. Taylor Peachin up at the plate, and she will send one deep to center for a solo home run. Poly goes up 9-0. 2 batters later, Dalius has played big all day, and she does it again with a 3-run homer to center to take a 12-0 lead. We've got no mercy rules in the state championship game right there, so we're going to take it to the 7th. It'll be in the hands of Shayna Reed, and she will finish it out right there. The Panthers take the title in a historical fashion with a 20-0 win, and the Panthers are your 2015 state champions.
We've been working for 4 years like this, and honestly, it's like a big accomplishment, a big honor, and oh goodness, I can't even believe that we actually won it.
I mean, the emotions right there will tell you everything, but I think that we all came into this one thinking that it was actually going to be a good game, but then I think all of you at home just heard it was 20-0, which is actually a football score minus a
Seriously.
PAT. I don't know if Caravel just had a great game against Laurel, but there is absolutely no reason that this should be a final score in a state championship game. Now, the Panthers did come out ready to play, you know, and As Reed said after the game when I was talking to her, Shayna Reed there, her sophomore and junior year, they did not finish out. They came very close, but they did not get the win. So she said that they were absolutely ready for this moment today. And I mean, the score will say it all. 8 runs in just 1 inning. I mean, I've never seen that in a state championship game.
12-0 after 2 is just wild. The fact is, that Del Mar game, you think that once they got that, they were smelling this one, and they definitely wanted to make it happen. And they did in a historic fashion. I mean, 20-0 is almost incomprehensible, but those semifinal games were so good. I expected to see another battle. Polytech did not leave doubt on this. And you know, the fact is the boys basketball team lost in the state championship this year. The girls lacrosse team lost in the state championship this year. And you know, for them to finally get there, and the field hockey team made it that far. I mean, Pauly's been knocking on the door all season long. You got to feel good for that school to finally get a championship this year.
I was going to say, I saw some tweets and they said we finally got one. So they took that home to Polytech, the pride for the school right there.
Yeah, I think that's the excitement over there. Well deserved. Well, it's time for a quick commercial break, but coming up next, we're going to go and trade in the bats for some sticks. The state title game was this week for girls lacrosse as well. We'll have those highlights coming up next.
Lexi Woodruff, Cape Lacrosse Attacker. You're watching Del Mar Sports Insider.